John Carter takes up the story.
The hills of the Derbyshire Peak, the sort of scenery of which calendars are made and activity holidays. Edale's on the Manchester-Sheffield line. It puts the countryside right on the doorstep of the two big cities. Weekend campers, climbers and walkers crowd the platforms in summer. At the start of an activity break, the YHA meets every afternoon train. The centre's only 2 miles away. First morning and the first briefing.
From our point of view, one of the most important pieces of information is that the activities start at 9:15 in the morning.
That was Nick Willis, the chief instructor. He's also the bus driver. Actually, those are rather grand titles for him. Elder brother's more like it.
Try to actually stick your foot in somewhere, Chris. Make your mind up and go for it. That's it, you've got it. If you can stand up on that, mate, you've done it. Come on, push yourself up onto that foot. That's it.
I couldn't stand it. It's not going to stay.
Well, it's nearly it.
Nothing like going in at the deep end. Less than 2 hours ago, they were having breakfast. Now they're on the end of a climbing rope.
That's it. Where'd your foot right in?
There's a handhold above there, yeah.
Good stuff.
The group aged between 11 and 16 come mostly from cities or the flatter parts of Britain. Few of them have ever tried climbing before.
Climb was very nerve-wracking when you're up there, but it really is quite exciting, and when you get down you feel very satisfied with yourself. The worst bit was when we were beginning to abseil down the rock. I was very worried that I was going to fall.
Anybody been gorge walking before?
Now, if you were into the psychology of group dynamics and stuff like that, I suspect you'd very quickly spot that gorge walking is just another way of saying breaking the ice. I mean, can you think of a quicker way of having 10 young strangers get to know one another than to let them loose in a mountain stream for an afternoon?
We walked up the stream, and on the way it got pretty wet because we were throwing water at each other and stuff. We ended up taking off our helmets, throwing water at each other, and it was good fun, yeah.
That was 15-year-old Ellen Linklater from North Yorkshire spilling the beans about what went on.
Watch the side, it's slippery.
Activities which may seem fairly arbitrarily selected all have their particular purpose.
Archery is one of those activities where...
Nick Willis again.
As a rule, people pick it up very quickly and learn very fast. So from missing the target by a long way at first, after just a short 2-3 hour session, people can be hitting the bullseye quite consistently. And so they get a lot of pleasure out of that. The very fact they've learnt so quickly is a fairly unusual phenomenon. And so archery is particularly good for that, boosts the confidence.
Works too. What about orienteering, chasing clues across a misty mountainside?
Orienteering, particularly useful in that it combines a physical and a mental challenge, often involving perhaps stuff that the kids will have done at school in geography, a bit of basic map reading. Also good in that if we get the groups going around in pairs, it's good to work more closely with another member of the group.
Oh well, I think we better go back now. Got about 4 minutes. No, we haven't.
The main attraction of abseiling is not that it is difficult to learn, but it's difficult to overcome apprehension and nerves. And once you've managed to do that, the rewards are great. So people go from a state of severe nervousness quite frequently to a state of great happiness when they get to the bottom. You can see the results very quickly.
What do I do?
Keep your feet where they are, yeah?
Yeah.
Helen Linklater has just stepped backwards off an old railway viaduct 80 feet above a rocky riverbed.
Okay, and when you're ready, just bring your feet in and you'll swing clear underneath.
Stand.
Yeah, you stay in the same position.
Oh, God. Just a minute, I leave my feet where they are. Don't laugh.
Bring your feet in and let a bit of rope out at the same time. That's it, you just swing clear underneath. Go for it.
I can't do this.
Just put your feet underneath.
Stand.
Whatever, yeah. There you go.
Oh, great.
Off you go then.
Yeah, simple. Brilliant. Woo! This is easy.
Helen talked afterwards with the confidence of a veteran.
It was just getting off the lip of the arch, but once you did that and sat in your harness, it was the changing of position. Once you'd done that, it was okay.
Canoeing is a great sport because it
very good for your balance and your coordination. And also the kids or the adults that are slightly scared of water, it helps them allay that fear a bit because they're actually out of the water and a little bit safer, and they may get wet, etc., but usually they don't fall in. And even if they do fall in, it might be a bit of a panic to start with, but then once they realise that it's not that bad, they've got a buoyancy aid on, etc., and that we're there to help them, then they're okay.
Nick Willis sums up.
I would hope that a group would return home with a lot of good memories, having a good time and having tried activities and experiences that they would otherwise not have been able to do.